Okay, welcome members for the DevOps session. So let's go and start with, we'll go with the batch 14 and then we'll work step by step, go with that. So before I start, any questions, anything that you want to bring it up before we go to the next topic? So today's topic we are going to cover is a shell scripting. Okay. So let's see what is our IP address today. So I didn't see any IP address. Let's see that. So we are connecting to the bridge adapter. That is correct. Sudo service network restart. So we want to see that. We should be able to get the IP address. Okay, so I got IP address 192.168.0.9. So let's go with that. So I'm logging with the user DevOps and with that. Okay, so we'll go with the DevOps batch 14. Okay, so we have all the websites and directories and stuff. Yes. So let's go. We'll go to bash. Okay, so shell scripting. So shell scripting is very interesting topic, very fundamental topic. We will learn a lot of things there. And during this learning process, this is the basic building block. And this will be useful in all the necessary tools like Maven, Jenkins, all the tools. When you start using, you may need to use this also, right? So that's why we are going with the shell scripting, and then we will do that. So basically, what is a shell? What is a shell? Okay, it is a small program which helps a user to interact with operating system. What is a shell scripting? It is a sequence of commands with some logics. So command means the command you are going to give to the operating system. So it is a sequence of command with some logic. Like example, if, while, then, until, some logic you will go with that. Then why we need a shell scripting? To automate OS level activities, tasks, or for example, taking system backup, creating mass users, collecting system data, do the system monitoring, and so on. So there are a lot of goods you can do with that. So you want to automate the operating system level task, and you will work with that. Okay, so that is a whole purpose of your shell scripting, that to automate the operating system level tasks and activities. Okay, now what are the different shell available? What are different shells available. You have a lot of shell. You'll say search Borean. You can say hash Borean or Bone shell or advanced shell. You say C shell. It's just like slash TCSH, which is the advanced C advanced, or sometimes they say turbo C. You have KSH corn shell. Right? So you have a lot of shells available to work with. We are going to learn the bash shell, advanced shell. We will learn this. What is the difference between these shells? The style of writing or syntax is the main difference. For example, if you have the bash script, it is written in if some condition, then we will get command 1, command 2, and so on, and then 5. This is correct. If you go with the C shell, if the condition, curly brackets, and then you'll go with that 1, 2, and so on. Can I run bash script in C shell or vice versa? No. What should be my name of script or extension of a script? So my script.sh, which is recommended. You can have my script.bash or my script.csh or my script. So note, if script do not have extension, it is a valid script. So all these questions are interview questions, saying that one or the other they will ask, hey, what is this? What is that? What should be your extension? Right? All these are interview questions. What should be your first line of script? Let's say bin or say path slash shell. Example for bash script, you'll write slash bin slash bash. script. Search. What is a comment? It is a hint or message given to a programmer. It starts with a hash. You can give small hints, or if needed, give more inputs. Comments are ignored by shell. Note, first line is an exception. That is not treated as okay. So there is a small update here in the first line. So this is called as a Shebang operator. So the combination of the character hash and exclamation mark is called a Shebang character. What should be my structure of a script? We'll always go with that. What should be structure of my script? My script. Same thing. Question. Okay. So generally, when you go in real time, you have to write this structure. You have to go with the headers saying that we are here. Okay, so we will go with that. What should be structure of my script? So this should be your starting structure. Okay, how to start a shell script? So there are three methods. Method 1, method 2, method 3. So method 1 is a bash method, bash and the my script.sh. Second method is a full path method slash home slash DevOps patch routine slash script slash my script message. We'll go with that. And here is a note. You need to have permission. So how you give the executable permission? You will say chmod plus x and the file my script. You have to give the path and then or you can also say chmod 755. Another method is a short method cd slash home slash DevOps slash DevOps 18 scripts, and then you will run my script. So these are like method 1, method 2, and method. Okay. So what is the shell scripting? Basically, it is a sequence of tasks or command with some logics you will give. You will use the shell scripting to write some automation, operating system level automation, like backups, creating multiple users, and so on. So let's go and see our first example of the shell scripting. So what we'll do, we will break. Okay. Up. So what we will do, we will get this template. We'll create a template using this part. Go there. I'll say mkdir scripts, cd scripts. Okay, so nothing is there. I will create a vi templates. .sh. So I'll put those stuff into our Git. I'll say Git status. So new this will say Git add and Git status. Okay, and Git commit -m added script template. Okay, so Git status, yes, everything is clean, everything is fine. So we'll go with the scripts, and then we have the template. Now we'll go with the first script. So I'll copy this template.sh to my first script.sh. Then I'll open this file, and I'll say to learn our first script. So input is nothing but output, print some message on screen. That's all is the purpose. Okay, so what we'll do now, we will write a shell script. So first is, now I'll say clear the screen. Now what is that? Line starting with hash is what? Comment. So this is the comment and this is the command I am giving. Clear. Clear means clear the screen. Second comment, print some message on screen. So I'll go with that and I'll print some message. Echo welcome to bash shell scripting. Right? Then what I'll say sleep. 10 means wait for 10 seconds. Wait for 10 seconds. Do nothing. And then lastly, I'll say again print end message. I'll say echo. So this is my first script. Very simple. I'm just clearing the screen first. I'm printing some message. Then I will wait for 10 seconds. And then I will print the end message and I will stop. Okay. So we are going with a very simple script. Okay. So first is clearing the screen, printing some message on the screen, and sleeping for 10 seconds and going with that. So any question, anything that you want to ask at this moment? Now we will wait for writing. So what I will do, we will go and see first the output and then we'll go and see that. Okay. So I'll request you can wait writing for some time. Definitely we'll go and write that. Okay. We'll give the sufficient time. So now I have saved this. So if I see my script, there is a good script here. Clear the screen, echo some message, and this, that. Now we have three methods. Method 1, method 2, and method 3. So if I go with the file permission, I will say my first script. Now you can see what is the permission here. Read, write, read, write, and read. There is no execute permission we have given. Okay. Now we will directly go with the second method. What is the second method? A complete path method, right? So we'll go with that slash. What is my directory? I'll go this complete directory slash home slash DevOps, DevOps batch 14 scripts, and my first script message. Now, what is expected here? If I run there 1, 2, and 3, what it says? Permission denied. Now, why this is permission denied? Because there is no execute with permission. So that is verified that we don't have execute permissions, right? Now let's go with the first method. In the first method, we don't need execute permission. We don't need execute permission. So I'll say bin bash and my first script. Shall I go with the first method? 1, 2, and 3. So it is clearing the screen, showing me the message, waiting for 10 seconds. And after that, it will print the end message and then stop. Right? So this is how the script runs. So we ran the script with the first method. We ran the script with the first method. What is the second method? Full path method. But for that, what we need? Execute permission. So again, I will show that my script. What is the current permission? Let's give the execute permission. Chmod plus X and the file name my. If I say ls-l, now what is the permission I have? X for everything. Execute, 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 right? So let's go and run the script. Ready, steady, go. So I'll go again with the full path method. Now I am going with the full path method. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Exactly same thing. Nothing will change. But the style is different. It is a style is different. So first style is different. The second style is different. Second style is called as full path. What is the third method? Go to that particular directory and go with that. Now I'll say dot slash my script. Now what do you mean by that dot? Correct. Simple. What I'm saying, hey, the script is in the current directory. Execute that. That's all. What I'm saying, script is in the current directory because when I go with that ls-la, you can see that there is a dot and double dot. So that dot means what? Current directory. So I'll say execute the script from current directory. That's all. No rocket science. Simple. It is again start running with that. Okay. In real time, people generally go with the second and third method. First method they may not use or rarely use. That's why people doesn't know that this way also you can run the shell script. But yes, you can without execute permission also you can run the shell script. This is clear? So first method, this is the interview question. How you execute your script if it doesn't have execute with permission. This is clear? So you can run that without execute permission. That's what we saw. Okay. Yes. Pardon? Mm-hmm. 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 So we written down our example. What we have written down is our theory. What should be our extension? No. What is there? We have mentioned. Let me open that file again. So what is my extension of the file? That is, where is my question? Yes, what is that? It is recommended. It is not compulsory. Now, what is the last line it says? If the script doesn't have any extension, it is also a valid script. So extension doesn't matter. You give .sh, ASH, KSH. Now I will go with that. First, I will go with the without extension. What is our script extension currently? .sh. So I will change that. I will say, hey, go with that without extension. Now, what is the extension? Shall I run that script? Ready, steady, go. Still it will execute. So execute means extension in Linux doesn't matter. It is automatically detect. What is that? Okay, now let's go. One more good thing. I'll say, hey, rename the file with my extension with something, my funny extension. Something, 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 something. I have given that. I have given something. Now let's try with that. My script. Still it will work because extension doesn't matter there. And this is also an interview question. Oh, you give this extension. What is that? No. Is clear? Now, why this happens? You need to understand because shell will automatically detect the type of the file. Okay, let's go and see that. If I say file, my template, what it says? Shell. Okay, file, my script, that long path. It will also detect that it is a. Now, what it says? It is a shell script again, right? Marine again, shell script. Now, how it detects? There is no rocket science here. Very simple reason. I'll change back the version. But if I open the file, my script with that odd extension, I'll change my first line. Oh, sorry. Now here I will go that and see that. Now what it says, which script it says. So how it detects? Yes, that's why the first line is important. It understands which type of script it is. There is no rocket science there. So that's why we say first line is important. It will read the first line. Hey, what is that? Oh, it is a seashell. Is it the seashell? No, we have written in bash, but we have forcefully asked them to go with that. Is clear? So extension doesn't matter. The first line does matter. I will rename that name my script. I'm going back. Now we are back here. So this is clear? So these are all interview questions. What is the first line? Why it is important? What is the extension? Whatever you have written, read carefully. You will understand that. Okay? Pardon? Execute it. If it runs, it's good. If not, it's not good. Yes, it will give the exact error. Suppose I have given something here. Let's open the file via my, and instead of clear, I will give something here. Clear. Will I try to go with that? Ready, steady, go. Ready? What it says. So what it says, line number. Oh, clear. Yes, line number 12. Right? So is that line number 12? Is it line number 12? Right? So yes, exactly to tell that what is line number and so on. Right? So if you run that, you'll be able to understand that, hey, there is a problem in that line. But it will go ahead. It will go ahead. It will not stop there. Unless it is very, very critical, it will not stop. It will keep on going and keep on going and keep on going. Okay? So it will go up to end. Okay? So fundamentals clear. So we learn what is the shell script. We written the sample script. We try to change the shell. We try to run without extension. We tried with different extension. But we know that the first line is important. Using that line, shell will understand which type of script it is. Is clear? So it will go and it will execute in that particular session. Okay? Any other questions? Any other doubts? Yes, of course. These are very fundamental doubts and these are very important doubts. So you should clarify all of them because they are very, very important. Because in interview, they will ask the question, all those items with that. Okay? So that is all about the introduction, saying that, okay, what is the script, what is the path, execute permissions, and so on. And how to run with that. Okay, now let's go to the step number 2. Okay, so what is a variable? Let's go and talk about that. Okay, and shell scripting is not today. It is started in nearly 1972. Okay, so it has a very older footprints. It's not a new thing, but it started very old thing. People want to do automation with the area. Okay, what is a shell variable? What is a variable? What is a variable? It is a label given to a memory location which may have some value. We'll say version is equal to 9. So we are in the next phase. We are talking about what is a variable. What are different types of variable? You have system variables. You have user defined variables. You have shell variables. Example, home, path, example, age, company name, $0, dollar question mark, and so on. System variables are created or defined at the time of OS installation. User variables you and we can define at any point of time. Shell special variables are reserved variables. Do not assign any value to them directly. How to see list of all variables. You say env pipeless v. How to see individual variables. Echo dollar variable name. We have to add the fix dollar to how to create define a variable. So there are three methods. Number one, command line method. You will say variable name is equal to value. Method two, in the script, and method three, profile method. You go with that. Note: while defining, do not use the dollars. How to remove a variable? Set while what is a valid variable name? You can say comp name equal to sure or correct underscore comp name is right, name one is equal to perfect. No problem with that. Invalid names. Okay. Note: please do not use. Please do not start a variable with number. That's the one thing. And please do not use special characters anywhere in variable name. The node is highly that give variable name in cap letters, but not Yeah, that is okay. Are my shell variables are case sensitive? Answer is yes. That is company name variable is a different from company name. Give me a second, I will be back. Okay, so let's go and see the practical. Here we go. Now what we are going to do, we are going to set some variables. First we will see the already defined variables. So how to see the variables? Which command we have to give? env. So I'll say env. So if you give that, a lot of variables are already defined. So I'll go line by line. I'll say env pipe less. You can see that already some variables are there. Shell variable, username, path, pwd, and home, long name, blah, 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 blah. So a lot of variables are already defined there. These are all system variables. Now we will define our own variables. How to define our own variables on command line? We have written that. How to define a variable? Yes, we will go with the export. Then the company name is equal to Accenture. Let's say. Okay. So here we go. Now how to see the variable? env, and then we'll go with that. So you can see that company name Accenture here, or any other method that you want to see the single variable. What we have written, how to see the variable. So grep is there, but any other method? Yes, we'll say echo and the variable name. Directly you can see, right? You don't need to do grep or something. You can directly able to go with that. Of course, you can go with the grep also, env grep and the company name. So definitely it will say, hey, the company name is Accenture, right? So there are different methods to go with that. So what we did a variable, define a variable where on the command line. Okay. Okay, then what we will do, let's go and write a script and get this variable inside that. So we'll write a script, copy the template, and we have say variables sh. We have variables.sh to learn variables. Okay, so let's go with that. Now we will say echo and the dollar company name. I'll just say that in my script, nothing else. So I'll say what? Chmod plus x variables.sh. Shall I run the script? So what is the expected output? Did we define a variable inside the script? Where we have defined a variable? Outside the script, right? But let's go and see what happens when we try to call the variable there. What it says. That means whenever you define a variable outside on the command line, it is available inside the script automatically. It is available inside the script automatically. What we did first, we did on the command line, and then we ran the script, and inside the script also we will get the same thing. So if we define a variable on command line, it is available inside the script also. Is it clear? Okay, now let's go and see that variable again. Now I will define a variable here. I will say again company name is equal to IBM, and then I'll say echo dollar company name. Now what we are expecting? So when I start, ready, steady, go. What is outside variable? And we have now let's go and run the script. Now what we said, first it gone with the Accenture, second it gone with the IBM. Now if I say echo company name, what we'll see? We have defined the variable also, right? And what we'll see? Either Accenture or IBM or both. Now what we will see after this command? So who says both? Raise your hand. One person. Okay. And who says Accenture? Okay. Who says IBM? Okay. And who says nothing? Okay. Let's go with that. What it says? Accenture. So where the IBM gone? So basically, when you define a variable in the script, life is only within the script. It start the script, it will create the variable. If it dies, variable will go away and it will again take the original variable from the outside world. This is clear? So whenever you define a variable inside a script, its life is only up to the script. When it executes the script, it will be there. Once the script is end, its life is finished. Is clear? Even though it is the same name as of the outside variable. Even though it is the same name as a outside variable. Now we saw the second method, how to define a variable. First method from the command line. Second method is what? Inside the script. So here I'll say, show me the command line variable. Here what I'm saying, define variable inside a script. Now here what I will say, show me the variable again. Right? So we are going with that. But you need to understand the difference. Once the script ends, the IBM will go away. Again, the Accenture will come into the place. This clear? So what happens when you start the script, whatever is the variable is available, it will store somewhere. And then it will execute. And once the finish is done, it will take back the variable. So it will not disturb the variable. This is clear? So original value it should place somewhere, then it will execute. Once the finish, it will take the original value back. That's what you can say that. That is called as a scope of variable. Okay. So it is called as a global variable, but global variable is not available. This is the session variable. What we say? Session variable. Because if you open another session, this variable is not there. This variable will be not there. It is only available to the sessions. Okay, the particular session. It is only available for the session. Okay. Yes. So if you again, let's say now which variable? Sorry. Now which variable we have? Company name, right? If I create a new session, I will say duplicate session. I will log in. I will go inside. And if I say echo dollar company name, it will not be available because that is a different session. This is a different session. Okay. So it is based on the sessions. So first is a different session. Second is a different session. So it is not available there. This is clear? Okay. What is the next? Suppose I want to make the variable permanent. Permanent means whenever you log in, you should get that. Okay, so let's go. Where is the what is the third type? In the profile. So we'll open the profile. So what is the tide sign symbols? It is exactly as /home/devops/.bash_profile. So that tide represent your home directory. What is the tide? It is your home directory, the user home directory. Whichever user you logged in, it will be its home directory. So the tide symbol represent the home directory. Okay. So I will open the profile file. Shall I open that? So here we go. And in the last, we'll say my variables. Okay. Now which variable? Again, company name. This time, which name you want? Infosys. And I will say export company name. This is how you'll define the variable inside the profile, which I already written that. Okay. I'll save that. Now, when the profile variable will activate? When user logs in, at that time, this variable is created. Which time it is created? When the user logs in at that time. Let's go and see that. Now, what is here? Echo dollar company name. But what we have defined in our profile? Infosys, right? Let's go and go with the new session. Go with that. Sorry, I'll go with the duplicate. Now I'll again log in DevOps. I will go with that. Now I will say echo dollar company name. And what do you see? Because it is defined in my profile. So while user logs in, it will create that variable. Simple. At what time it will create? When user logs in. When user logs out, what happens? It will destroy the variable. Clear? So it is appear to be a permanent or fixed variable, but it is not like that. What we are making provision, when user logs in, he should get that variable. That's all. Is clear? So number one method is to define a variable on command line. Number two, you can define in the shell script. Number three, in the profile. So this is how you will set the variables. This clear? Any question, any doubt at this moment? Okay, so now I will log out. I will go without. Okay, now how to remove the variable? What is the command? Unset. So we'll say unset and a variable name, company name. Now you don't use $sign when you are removing that, because while defining and while removing, you will not use dollar. Otherwise, you will use dollar. Clear? So when you are creating or when you are destroying, you will not use dollar. But when you are checking the value, you will use dollar. Clear? 1, 2, and 3. So gone. Now I'll say echo because we have removed it. Because we have simple. So you know now how to create a variable in 3 different ways: on the command line, on the in the shell script, and then now one more way of creating a variable via keyboard. Via keyboard. Let's go and do that. So you'll be able to get that also. Variable. So how to create a variable from keyboard? We'll say echo. Please give me company name, and I'll say read. Read means what? Take the input from keyboard and assign it to some variable. That means create a variable. I'll say company name. And I will say that again here. So now what I'm doing? I'm creating a variable via keyboard. That means when it's read, it will assign that value to the company. Now, I'm not using dollar because why? I am creating the variable with the new value. That's why I'm not using dollar here. This is clear? So remember only one thing. When you are creating, no dollar. When you are removing, no dollar. But when you are using, $. Okay? Ready, steady, go. Shall I run the script? Okay. Now what it should show me? So what are the lines we have? What it will show on the first line? What is the company name now? On the first line, it will show IBM. Accenture, sure. Why it will not show Accenture? Because we have removed that. So it will not show that line at all. It will start with the IBM. And then it will ask. First it will show the IBM and then it will ask. Ready, steady, go. 1, 2, 3. You see that? First line is blank. Why first line is blank? There is no variable. That's why it shows blank line. Right? Second, we have defined the IBM. Then it is shown the IBM. Now third is a give me the variable. New variable. Now new value. What value you want to give? Any company name? Any company name? Then, okay, Oracle. We'll go with that. Okay? Or TCS or something. Yes, we can go with the TCS. 1, 2, 3. Ready, steady, go. Here we go. So it shows the TCS and came out. Now if I say echo dollar variable, what will it show? Who says TCS? Okay, who says IBM? It will not show anything. Why? Because the life of variable is only at the running of the script. Once the script is end, variable has gone because the no variable is defined outside. So there is a blank line. You have to remember all these fundamentals. Saying that I want to go with that. I want to go with that. Right? Hey, give me a second. Online members question, any doubt? Okay, so let's go further. So we saw that how to define a variable in 3 different ways, how to access the variable through the scripting there. Okay. Okay. So now we will see some more interesting thing, which is about how to, when we are working with the variables, we have to do certain operations. So let's see that. Let me open that file. Where is my file? Okay. Okay. What is the effect of single quote, double quote, and backtick? So we will define a variable, let's say command is equal to date. Then we will say echo single quote dollar command. We will say echo double quote dollar command. And we'll say echo backtick dollar command. Okay. So let's go and see what is there. First see that and then write it, because we are going to write that. But just to understand, we are going with the single quote, double quote, and okay. Now, how to define a variable on command line? How to define a variable on command line? I'm not saying how to see the variable on command line. So you have to go with the export command is equal to date. So this is the defining the variable, creating the variable. Okay, now let's say echo, and let's go and see that. Okay, shall we go? Let's see that. Please pay attention, don't write because it's important. 1, 2, and 3. What did you see? Exactly same thing. So whatever you put in the single quote, it will go with exactly same as the output there. Now let's go with the second. What is the double quote? Now I'm putting the variable in double quote. Let's see what happens. It's showing me the value of the variable. It is showing me the value of the variable. Let's go and see that. Echo backtick. Now what is showing here? Ready, steady, go. Now what happens here? Shows the output of the variable. So basically, it will treat whatever the value of the variable as a command. But it will treat whatever is the value of the variable as a command. Okay, let's do it once again. Let's do it now. I will change the variable. I will change, say, ls. Ls is what? Show me the listing, right? So I'll go with that command. I'll say echo single quote. Let's go with the single quote. Ready? What it shows? Double command. What is if it is go with the double quotes? It says ls. But when it says backtake, what it will do? It will execute that ls as a command and show me the list of. Is this clear? What happened? Okay, so let's write it down. So because writing is important. We understood. Many times we understood. Okay, let's go with that. If you put the variable in single quote, it will literally print the same string. If you put the variable in double quote, it will show the, it will evaluate the variable and show the value. If you put variable in backtick, it will not only evaluate variable value, but also it will execute the value as an command. So that is the lesson we will learn. Okay, so we will go and evaluate and it will execute it as a command. Okay, so today we'll stop here, but I will give the homework to you now. Write down a script to show output as the value of dollar command is a date, and the string is given echo the value of dollar command is a dollar command. Now you have given this string, so you have given this string. Now you have to adjust the single quote, double quote in such a way that it should print the value as, what is the output? The output is expected like this. The value of dollar command is a date, where you are expecting that command is defined as a date. Is clear? So what you have to do? You have to adjust the string. Write down a script to show the output as echo So homework is like this. So let's go and write it. So copy that scripts template and say variable 2 dot h variable 2 dot. So to work with string. Okay, and what is expected? This command is given, and the value of dollar command is date. And it is here we have defined a dollar command as date. What is the expected output? So this is the input given. And what is the expected output? What is expected? The value of dollar command is date. So you have to modify this line in such a way that it will show the value of variable as well as show the output. Right? So you have to adjust the single quote, double quote, or whatever, wherever you want to put, you can put that. So when I run the script, I am expecting the output like this. Now, if I run the script, what is the output? So I'll go with that. So I will say, okay, I will go with a single quote, but I don't want that you should use single quote. This is what is the expected output. Okay. Okay, let's go and see that. Variable 2, right? Chmod plus x. Ready? Now, what is the output you are able to see? The value of date is date. That is not expected. What is expected? Value of dollar command is date. That is what I need to get the output. When you run the script, the output should be like below line. Now this is clear. This is clear, right? What is I am expecting? Pardon? No. It has to display the DATE, not exactly the date. Exactly what is you are able to see in the output. I am expecting the same thing. Without a single code, I have used the single code. Do not use that. I have already given the single code, right? This is and using the double quotes. We have to use that. That is the exercise. A single quote, as it is, it will come out, right? So practice this and see that you are able to get that output. Okay, now I want your name as in the form, because we want to create your account in our GitHub. So we have that. We'll go with that. Okay, any questions from online members? Sumant, any question? So we are going to stop here today. Okay, so chatting. No, we are clear. Okay, fine. So let's meet tomorrow at the same time with more details on the shell scripting. Okay. So thanks for joining. See you tomorrow then. Take care. Have a nice time. Bye bye.